Oh, wait, let's try this real quick for people watching. All right, so welcome to Wire Rush Racing. I am Charlie Hawkins, and I got Jeff Ott here today. Jeff, welcome.
What's up?
How you doing, bud?
Good, man.
All right, so
here again.
yeah. So you came on pretty early in the show. I think you might have been
Episode 2.
That's right. So
2.5 now.
yeah, this is episode 2.5. So welcome, man. You've had a bit of a change since we've last spoke. You were working at Creekside?
Yeah,
Flat Creek, and then now you're
back in the motorcycle biz at LSK.
Hold on. I don't think anybody's try to talk a little more into the microphone.
Good. Can you hear me?
No, I can't. You are silent as a ghost. Hold on. All right, try it again.
Good. Check.
Nope, it's off.
Oh, I got to turn the mic on.
There we go. We had a.
Oh, Charles.
All right. So we are amateurs here, 100%. I am out of pocket on this, and so if there's any reason why I should not be expected to be perfect, it's because straight up amateur here. All right. So, anyways, Jeff Ott, welcome to the show. Glad you could make it.
Glad to be back again.
As you missed earlier, maybe this is episode 2.5 for Jeff. He's been here before. He's a regular listener. A lot of good times on commenting. Enjoy a lot of your comments on the show as well. Oh, yeah. And along those lines, Jeff Craig, I believe you know who Craig is.
Yeah, he lives down the street from me.
He lives down the street, and so neighbors.
Mr. TV himself.
That's right. We had him on here last week, and it was a good time. So. So along those lines, remember, this is not just a two-person show here. This is a however many people are out there watching show. And so, you guys can join us. Craig, thank you for joining us today. And along those lines also, if you're watching now, share with your friends, share with your pals. Say, hey, check out Wire Rush Racing on Facebook, YouTube. And it's the best thing happen on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock. So... would you agree with that, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, it's better than on live TV right now, that's for sure.
That's right.
Good comedy.
So, so that's what's going on, and I've been incredibly busy.
I'm sure.
And
coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Working.
Coaching. I've been.
Maybe a little riding.
What's riding? Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't know either.
So
I'm going to find out this weekend, hopefully.
I've been coaching baseball. We actually, so I've been coaching baseball 3 days a week. So I've been doing practice Mondays, Wednesdays, and games Fridays.
Nice.
And then I've been on the bicycle quite a bit because I can do that kind of during the week. I got my bike set up on the trainer over there. Had to do that last night. Ran out of daylight. And then trying to run a little more. And now I'm thinking, all right, I need to get back on the bike. I am ready to get on the bike. But now it's just finding the time. So
I hear that.
But that's always the challenge. And then also later on in the show here in a bit, not too long from now, Rich Larsen. Rich has been on the show before. He came on right after we did, the Rev Limiter. So
awesome.
He joined us, kind of gave us a recap of his race and kind of what's going on, and I thought it'd be a good time to kind of catch back up with him. And he's doing a lot of work with IRC Moto. That's why I messaged you the other day, like, do you guys carry IRC tires?
IRC tires, good stuff.
And so that's what's going on there. Just a good time. And again, if you guys are out there watching, share it with people, let people know about it, and let's have a good time. And of course, remember, please comment on the show. It's going to make it. I think that's what really makes this show a lot better. Is you guys out there
questions, input,
yeah. So just throw your
what everybody thinking.
For example, where are you guys riding this weekend? Right? Are you going to be chilling? Are you going to be going to Hardwood Hills?
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be going to Chadwick? Or I forget. There's I think a Ford Motion race this weekend. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, there's a lot of options.
Nice.
So let's start with you. So what are you doing this weekend?
Work all day Saturday, of course, and then get home, load up, go to Mansfield, camp for the weekend, hopefully do some night riding Saturday night, and then do a little riding all day Sunday. I think Chili and Jordan are supposed to be there. Of course, Bob will be there. Max just had surgery on his jaw, so I hope he's feeling good.
Wait, Max who?
Hartley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's a frequent shopper at LSK, so.
Oh, he is. The gas. You guys carry gas. Okay. So I guess let's talk about LSK for a little bit. What do you guys carry?
It's Suzuki, Kawasaki, Gas, and SSR.
Okay.
And then they also do a lot of boat business. Sea Arc.
Oh, you
It's a
do?
big boat company.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about boats, but I'm learning a lot about boats now because they do a lot of boats. So you got a lot of country boys up there like to go fishing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So a lot of river boats, or is it?
Yeah, bass boats.
Bass-
They don't do much of the like ski boat style, but
Oh,
more
okay.
like, fishing recreation,
Yeah.
pontoon, stuff like that. So good stuff.
So you pick it up on that stuff pretty quick.
Yeah, got it too. I mean, it's a lot of the business.
Yeah.
So it's cool though because it's something new to learn. I know about dirt bikes, I know about street bikes, I know about four wheelers, side by sides, kind of all the same thing. But now you throw boats in the mix too, and just something else to add to my plate.
Yeah,
It's
and
good stuff.
you're like, it's got a spark plug.
Yeah.
It's got a piston, right?
Two stroke or four stroke. I mean, yeah,
Yeah. So I got a question here from Justin, or not sure, 177 says, do you use a stationary trainer or rollers for the bicycle? I use a roller for my bicycle is what I use. I have both a smart one and a dumb one, and I wanted the smart one because, like, you know what I mean by smart one? What it can
Tells
do.
you how fast you're going, how many calories you burn, stuff like that.
But the main thing it does is you can adjust, kind of, it'll automatically adjust the power. Or you can simulate a slope, right, or something like that.
I got to turn the knob, man.
Yeah. And so
level 6 or level 1.
yeah.
Pick your.
So what you can do, though is like you can do these simulated rides or races.
There you go.
On your TV and whatnot. I've yet to do it, and so I'm like, I should not have spent the money for the smart trainer because my wife has a dumb trainer, and I'm like,
We didn't say that.
huh? Well, no. What's happened though is because I don't really use the smart trainer. She tends to use it a little more. Is I'm on the dumb trainer just because I know kind of what I'm doing. I know I need to get my heart. I kind of follow my heart rate, right?
Yeah.
I want to try to get it north of 130, and so I'm like, all right, I don't really care what my power output is as long as my heart rate's north of 130, and so But my wife, she tends to not try to push the heart rate so much, and so I set her power or help her with her set her power. Like, all right, you need to be hitting 140 watts, right? And she's like, "Oh, this is hard." I'm like, "Yeah, it's supposed to be."
Yeah. So I'm over here dying on the floor. It's your turn.
Yeah. So we've kind of swapped it, and which is kind of neat. But no, so I have both. I Cyclops and then also a Tax trainer. So yeah. But
it's pretty funny there.
What's that? Oh,
Anna's
let's see here. Wow, your guest is, yes, I do have a very handsome guest, Anna. Thank you for letting me borrow him for the night, or for the evening. But no, so, but that's what's going on. And then Misty, thank you for joining us today. What were we going to? Oh, LSK. So what do you guys sell the most, like, of brands? So you guys said Suzuki,
Yeah,
Kawasaki.
Suzuki outboard and then regular Suzuki.
Oh, you do?
Kawasaki,
Outboards too.
So Mule and all that
But which
stuff.
bike brand do you guys probably sell the most of?
I'm not real sure yet. They do a lot of Polaris too.
We don't talk about players.
Yeah, well, that's what they got. So,
Oh, player, those things are taking over. When you say
Right.
players, you're talking about UTVs, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Four wheelers and side by sides.
Not a whole lot of sleds.
No,
Do they even sell those in Missouri?
I don't think so. You could order one, but I wouldn't imagine what it costs to get it shipped here.
Or how often, maybe twice a year, you might use it?
Yeah. A lot of people like to do plow blades and stuff
Yeah.
like that, so they can clear their driveway with their side by side.
Yeah.
When you get old, rich, and retired, you can do that, I guess. So
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. And then so so mainly parts, right? What's the number one thing, like, I can show up and just really get under a parts guy's skin? What would be the best way to do
Not
that?
knowing the year, make, and model of your vehicle,
So okay.
or your tire size.
Or your tire size.
Yeah, tire size is.
So, like, for example, I had a 110 versus 120, or
just any street bike. Most of them, I don't know, or it's 140, 80, 16, or it's If you own a motorcycle, you should know your tire size. Mark that down.
yes, write that down.
Put it
And
on the refrigerator. Do whatever you got to do.
so I come
Learn about your motorcycle and learn to maintain it.
Yes. So I come in like, hey, I need brake pads, right? And you say, what do you got, right? I'm like, well, it's a KTM, right?
What year?
How do you go from there? I mean, do you?
Well, sometimes you can actually go by the style of body or the color.
Okay, do you start showing pictures to them or what?
No, you just kind of get the information you try to need to get, and then if you can't do it, then that's just.
I guess something like brake pads, like say if I say a rear brakes for a KTM,
Yeah, a lot
I
of them
think
are
it's a
the same.
250. You're like, all right, yeah, we have brake
all
pads.
the four wheelers are real easy. I mean, it's either drum or disc, and
Okay.
I mean they pretty much all go alike, so
Okay.
it's not too bad. But yeah, there's a lot of parts in there.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I keep saying KTM, but do this Kawasaki and like the Suzukis, do they do a pretty good job of like a lot of the wear parts, kind of not changing them up year to year? Like they're
Yeah,
kinda
they're not too
consistent?
bad. Polaris is the worst. That's for sure.
They are.
But yeah, they like to change things all the time. Every part number, price, every month. It's crazy.
Really?
But yeah. But yeah, whatever, they try to keep it pretty equal.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of years to go back to.
So you were with Honda here down in Ozark, Honda the Ozarks for a while. Did a lot of the same stuff.
Oh yeah,
parts
same
are
stuff,
different.
just different brand. But
Yeah.
and then Kawasaki calls things a lot different too. Like it won't be under battery; it's under electrical and something else.
When you look at the parts.
yeah. So you just got to kind of learn their lingo and what they call things. So where I'd look for a crankshaft, they might have it somewhere else. So
Yeah.
a little different, but
Same.
it's all about the same.
Same
It's
but
cool.
different.
Wayne has a actual microfiche.
No
Like,
way.
Put in the
card?
film. Yeah, put in the film and look at it on the deal. I was going through like a 1949 Kawasaki something the other day. It's pretty cool.
So okay, I was gonna say, but that's not for modern stuff. They don't
Oh, no.
send out microfiches or
No,
whatever it's called.
it's all on computers.
So go back to the 40s or whatever.
Yeah, it would take a long time to look up something. I know that.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's pretty interesting. And then but you guys carry a lot of the bibs, the tires, and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
there. And
Tires, tubes, batteries. I mean, chains, master links, oils, chain. I mean, everything you just want to need or use day to day.
yeah, and then so what like tires? Do you guys? What's your biggest seller there?
A lot of off-road four-wheeler tires since Lebanon's more of a farming community.
Okay,
I'd say,
yeah.
than like Springfield's
Yeah.
bigger city. So
But I mean,
just depends on the location.
do you sell many of like the? I guess what I was asking for a lot of the motorcycles. Do you seems like a lot more people are carrying like the Shinko 505s and the 525s. Do you guys carry those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Western Power Sports deal. So.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Is
there's
that
certain company like Tucker has Dunlop, Western has Shinko, Michelin, IRC, a couple other ones I believe,
Okay.
and then Parts Unlimited has their brands too.
Okay.
They get a little bit of everything. So
Do you guys carry IRC as well?
we don't really carry them, but we can get them.
You can get it pretty
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Cool. Because we'll have, as I mentioned, we'll have Rich on later, and that's he's I think
Yeah, I
he's
was
a
looking at some in the book
think-
today. They're
think
good looking tires.
yeah, oh yeah. I think he's a full on company man, and the
that'd be good.
Get Coda or something like that is something he
I
preaches
have to
by.
ask him what brand he gets on his bike.
No, yeah. But yeah, so Missouri Hare Scrambles. So that's the only racing you've really done this
Yeah.
year so far.
Been kind of lazy.
Kind of well,
Well, I had after the last hillbilly we did at Bolivar, I had slid out in the mud that day and kind of tore my arm up, and
Oh, you
ever
did?
since then I wasn't the same. And the
was
last,
that Kilburn
Yeah,
Woods? Yeah.
it was supposed to be Soggy, and then they made it Bolivar.
that's
helped
right.
Vince out and everything after his wreck. Anyway, yeah, I did that, and then for the last two states, I just kind of did good about the first lap, but then my arm was just like, nope, you're done.
Where'd you slide out at Kilburn Woods? You know,
In one of the fields, just
Oh, what?
crossing a field and
racing.
no, it's sweeping.
Oh,
With
you
the
were
hillbilly.
oh, that's right. You were
Yeah.
sweeping. Really during that front field there?
No, I think it was one of the back ones. After it was kind of by the big rock ledge hill that you go up, but they bypassed it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Right there. You
Oh.
cross a little creek dip and then
Kind of cross-roaded on
So
something.
of course, I had no back tire, probably
no.
a flat front, fork seals blown, whatever. It's a sweet bike. It's good.
So Craig has a question. Do you carry the new no air tires? Is he talking about mooses maybe?
No, I mean there's you can put the rim strips in or the tubeless system
Tubeless?
in there, which is it's supposed to lock all your spokes and stuff in where the air doesn't get out through there, and then
Yeah.
the tire just seals to it. So
But do you guys carry any of the Michelins or the Nitro Moose
no,
bibs?
we just order them to order.
You can get them as needed though, for
Yeah,
sure.
not a big moose bib place.
No, I can imagine.
There's not too many off-road riders around Lebanon, really.
There's Rick Simmons.
Yeah, yeah. Rick, he comes in all the time. I've seen Rick.
That's about the
BS a little
or I
bit.
guess then his dad.
Yep.
And then there's a few. Well, he doesn't really race. I was gonna say Gunner he used to race. He's out of Lebanon, but I haven't seen him at the track in about a year and a half or so. But yeah, I don't know just a ton of Lebanon guys. It's a great place.
Yeah,
If-
they
if
used
you
to
were-
have a state race out there. It was way out in the middle of nowhere, out of Lebanon, and it was the roughest place you've ever raced in your life. They
Really?
even called it that. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it was brutal. It was like when I think I was a C rider back then, trail rider, C rider, somewhere in that range. So, but yeah, rough place. I remember.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you look at the map though of where races are located, I'll get to that question here in a second. I'll say Lebanon, Lake of the Ozarks area. It's like the center of like racing in the Ozarks.
I mean, since I drive there every day now, it's like how many times do I go out 44 this way to go to a race?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're going Jess City, or you're going out by Stillville or St. Louis area.
I turn off at is it 5? Yeah, 5 there in Lebanon.
Yeah, well, that's where LSK is, right where you turn right on 5. You just go right through that stoplight, and it's right there on the left.
Oh, so you go south of 44?
Would be
right.
Yeah, I guess
to the right. Yeah. Okay, see, I've always gone left.
5 turns north. So
yeah. I guess the only reason I go to the right is to go to the McDonald's there or the gas station typically. Yeah. So that's where you go to get LSK. It's Highway 5 exit. Go south though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, just like you're going to any of the Jeff City races from Springfield.
For sure. But yeah, I turn there and like the Richland exit. I forget which course I'm going to there. But yeah, it seems like I turn north a lot. Yeah. In that vicinity.
That surprises me that we don't have more races over Kansas City.
Well, Ford
anywhere
Motion
in there though. I mean,
yeah,
it seems like we never crossed 65 that much.
No, I think that may have something to do with the Ford Motion Series though.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, Missouri Hare Scrambles like a St. Louis series. Right. There's a few. There's a handful of Springfield people that are there, but it's kind of a St. Louis series. There's a few guys. I mean, that's not. But then that's Ford Motion kind of is almost exclusively St. Louis. I don't know if there's many Springfield people that head that way. More go to the Missouris than Ford Motion for sure. But no, that's. I think that's big part of the reason why we don't head that way a lot.
Right.
But I'm just surprised by there's a lot of people turn out for the hillbillies.
Oh yeah.
And then I guess there's the Moore as well. The Moore kind of bridges the gap a lot. Like it kind of overlaps both the Ford Motion and the Missouri Hare Scrambles when it comes to territories. All right. So question from Misty here is, Jeff, will you be switching to gas now that you work for LSK?
I'm sure Wayne would like that. I don't know if I could go back to a 2-stroke, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus, I'll never sell the Honda. It was my mom's gift to me.
Oh.
Well, I mean, she started it right before she died, so that was like, I'll keep that bike for forever, no matter what.
Yeah.
I'll sell the KTM and then maybe do something else, but yeah.
So,
but no, I do like the 4-stroke now that I'm older, and it doesn't seem like I have to work as hard. So,
I'll tell you what, I was so the Erzberg was recent, right? And so I've been watching some videos of that, and just those guys just revving the crap out of
this
it,
is just
dragging the clutch.
It only lasts that one day, and then that motor's done.
Well, not just that. I was thinking my 4-stroke would be toast.
Yeah.
It would just overheat way too fast trying to do what those things do. And yeah, so I really like my 4-stroke, but I watch these hard enduro videos and just think about how relatively easily my 4-stroke overheats doing slow, hard technical stuff. I was like, maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe
those giant pileups they have with those guys, and
well, that's a mess.
There's no way.
But that's one thing. We'll have Rich on later. I just kind of want to catch up and kind of hard enduro, kind of talk to him about that.
Awesome, man. That stuff is crazy.
There's just a ton of activity going on. It's really grown in here. I guess it's like the Sticks and Stones hard enduros this weekend up in Idaho.
Yeah.
Only skip and a jump away, but there's like 300 people pre-entered. That's not. I don't know if people show up and they can sign up race day or whatnot, but that's pretty good for hard enduro.
Yeah, bike shops will love that one.
Hey, what?
Said bike shops will love that one.
Yes, they will.
300 bikes, woohoo!
Yeah. So, but you're the promoter of the Missouri Hare Scramble Series. Mm-hmm. So how's that going for you? And
I think everything's gone real well, except for a couple reschedules we've had, but and.
Does that really affect what you do as a promoter?
No, it's just a little bit with like contingencies with Yamaha and some of the things I have to change the dates and gas cards and all that kind of stuff. I got to send emails and let them know so they don't expire or we don't get them or something like that. And so just got to keep everybody updated and
that's the hard part.
But I'm in the mix of trying to think of what I want to do for next year. I got some ideas and how I'm going to change some things and do something a little different than this year, but equally as good.
So did you learn some lessons already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
It's not easy,
You better
people.
like talking on the phone and typing emails because that's all you do.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you got to stay on top of it all the time. I mean, it's like you said the first time, it's more like sales, but, my biggest thing is, I want to give back to the riders and everybody have a great time and come to the races. So that's what it's all about.
And I'd say in general, you've been really supportive of the riding community lately, and not only you're being the promoter, but you also it takes a lot of work to put on a race.
Oh yeah,
And you helped Chili and Jordan and the crew and Doug and everybody with this last winter at the Hillbillies, and so that's pretty cool. Taking
good time
and a lot of time. It's not just a good time; it takes a lot of time.
Oh yeah,
to do
a lot
that.
of hiking, chopping.
So did I watch Caleb Russell's last video on YouTube? Super nasty hard Enduro Creek practice. No, have you
See that one? I seen today was somebody climbing a big old tire mountain with like tractor-sized tires, but they were stacked like
four
a
of them.
Oh, there's like 10.
Oh, 10.
It was big, huge tire climb deal, and the guy was like one leg up the
Because I was going to say
pretty wild.
That was. Let's see if I can find it here. So Rich Larsen, I've mentioned him already. The last dog standing, they had a. Here, it's not like this thing here, is it?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
So for people that are watching, we'll see if I can walk you guys through it.
Oh, there you go.
So this is So this is Rich Larsen. He's going to be on later today. No sound, of course. But why is there no sound though? So he's climbing up this mountain tower, and this is last dog standing. So we'll ask him about here in a bit.
Yeah, when's this? About 3 hours into it?
It's towards the end of the day. Yeah, he said on the final lap, 102-degree weather on black tires. I was tired. Proud to be one of the only 8 last dogs standing.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can get up one of those. I could probably get up one tire.
Right.
But then having 0 run up to the second tire, no way.
Yeah, I think I watched a different video of this one, and the guy actually almost does it without stopping.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I think it was Graham Jarvis maybe or somebody
no.
that.
Alfredo
Gomez, was
Gomez.
it?
I think it was Alfredo
Maybe.
Gomez.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah,
So.
it's crazy. The
Yeah.
skill of those guys is unbelievable.
But no, that's one thing I wanted to get to. I had Instagram up already, because I got a kick out of this picture. I want you to kind of walk me through it, what it is. So here's Jeff.
Oh man, here we go.
So people that can see that, what we have Jeff doing here is riding his dirt bike, holding up, I'm number one.
Which it really wasn't. That's what's funny is great job, Debbie, by snapping at the perfect time. But my girlfriend Anna, she writes down the whole shots for the Pee-wees and the big bikes, because we record them and do all the awards and stuff like that. But I was like, it'd be really cool if I actually get a whole shot and I'll yell at you. And I did, but I was, trying to point at her at the same time, and it looks like I'm the number one, but
it does not look
really
like
I'm screaming and I can't believe I got him.
In all honesty, it does not look like you're pointing.
Yeah.
I love the picture. It's awesome. It'd be like my profile picture for life.
Right. Yeah, everybody says it's a really cool picture. I was like,
especially since it's not like.
And I got the real one from, Debbie does the whole shots, and I really thank you for that, Debbie. But every whole shot winner gets the picture or one of your choice. If
really?
Say it's a dusty race like Steelville was last week, I'm sure.
And so this is Debbie with Pure Moto Photography.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the whole shot winners get a picture of their choice or the whole shot one. And the actual picture, her camera is so good that I thought it was dirty. Like when I picked it up and I went to wipe the dust off of it, and it was actually the dirt flying in the picture. If you look right by my right leg, there's some dirt right there. If you can zoom in on it, and it's like super clear
right
in the real picture, though. It's amazing.
Yeah,
really awesome photos.
Well, yeah, that's the photograph she takes. Pure Moto Photography. You can look it up on Instagram or Facebook. Amazing pictures. That's one thing I like. I like just the pictures people take. Just scrolling through them, even if they're not pictures of me, just going through and finding them. Especially like some of these national enduros.
All the good ones.
Yeah, like D. Chapman and
he does really good.
He does fantastic shots. I was looking at some of his pictures the other day, and I was like, it almost looks like it's so real looking that it's fake looking.
Yeah.
Like it looks like that it's like these little mini figurines, like in this little panorama or what's those things like little diagram. It's like almost miniature. I don't know how it happened, but it looked fake almost.
Yeah.
So
kind of 3D, but not.
Yeah, it was wild. So, but Pure Moto Photography.
That's funny stuff because actually, I knew I had one decent lap, And I put in like the hardest lap I could the very first lap, and I got up to like 9th on the first lap. I was like, woohoo! And then the arm was like, you're done. And
so 9th overall, or when you say 9th? Oh, okay.
Like 9th overall.
Yeah.
Well, it's first lap, but still, I felt pretty good about it. So
that's how I do. I go all out. I just want to do as good as I can. I want to get one lap where I'm in the lead.
I can do that good, but then, the pain sets in. You're like, ooh, maybe not.
It tells me I have the skill. I just don't have the endurance to go with my skill. And,
Dwayne and Wes pass it, and you're just like, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, you want to try giving Rich a call?
Yeah, man.
Let's see what we got going on.
Extreme.
Oh. Nope, sorry, Dad. I'm not going to talk to you right now. Uh-oh. No, I can't hang up on him. All right, let's see here. Cancel. All right, Rich, we're calling. Oh, man, I got some big news for next month. So for those of you that may not know, I don't know who would know. I haven't really told anybody. I'm going to be off the next 2 weeks. I'm traveling. So no Enduro Talk for those of you. Oh, let's change this here.
Hello.
Hey, is this Rich?
Yes, sir.
All right, Rich, this is Charlie Hawkins. I'm here with Jeff Ott today. How are you?
Very good, man. How are you guys? Happy to be on again.
Oh,
awesome, man. Good to hear from you.
We are glad to have you on. And for those of you that may know, I've mentioned it, but this is Rich Larsen with IRC Moto, and you also are represented by, or you also represent, I wrote it, Edge Power Sports. So,
yes,
and that's out of, is it the Salt Lake area of Utah?
Yeah, Salt Lake. It's actually in Draper, Utah, just a suburb of Salt Lake City. I've been with them for, it seems like, I guess almost 6 years. I started doing EnduroCross, and the manager at the Edge Power Sports hit me up and asked me if I wanted to ride for him, and kind of grew a relationship. Kind of what I've done with all of my sponsors is, start small and work hard and grow relationships. And I've been with Edge for a long time. They've really supported me a lot. I've had a lot of hookups through Husqvarna and other companies just growing with the Edge. So they're a great company, and they've, like I said, they've helped me out a bunch. They're awesome.
Absolutely. And then, so where are you today?
I'm home in Salt Lake City.
Home? Wait, guys
yes,
are able to professionally do motorcycle stuff and stay at home?
I'm at home. I actually just got home from riding and filming, just barely. Just getting as much, hammering down, getting footage, working for IRC. We've been hammering down, IRC Tire and I have been working heavily together, trying to rebuild and really build a name for the brand and extreme enduro in the industry in general. It's been good, man. We've been super busy racing, and I actually was gonna race Sticks and Stones this weekend, but a couple different things are going on. One is with my bike. I'm getting a new 2020 Husqvarna, nice. And then also I kind of injured my arm a little bit, pulled some sort of muscle in my forearm. It's not super serious, but my main focus is Tennessee Knockout. Oh. And that's what that's the kind of the big race of the year for extreme enduro in the United States.
So I don't know, at your level, do you have to qualify for it, or are you already kind of pre-entered or pre-qualified?
I've never done Tennessee, so you do have to qualify. I've already qualified in.
Okay.
Just from my last two results.
Okay.
Actually, I think I qualified in rev limiter, but my qualification keeps getting better and better as the year goes. And
okay. So
suppose as my skills improve.
Yeah. So does that, for the Tennessee Knockout, is there like a prologue at the beginning where it's like just kind of a time trial and you're
right? So basically it's basically a knockout event, right? So It starts with a certain number of riders, and then a certain number of riders have to finish in a certain amount of time to qualify for the next knockout, so on and so forth until the final race. I think the final race is about 20 riders. So I don't know how many dudes sign up. I know it's a lot, but it starts with a bunch of dudes and just slowly guys get knocked out, right, until the final event. So
hold on just 1 second. I got something funky going with my internet here.
Oh, we're good.
So it has gone to poo. I'm trying to figure out what's using all my That's not it.
Somebody's using all your Wi-Fi, huh?
Yeah.
Getting hacked.
Hold on. Because, yeah, I don't know if people out there are watching or not, but I'd be surprised if they can see anything going on. Text my wife.
Take your time.
Turn Netflix off. We're trying to record a show.
Yeah, it says, I'm just texting her saying, if you are streaming, please stop. Internet. This is one of the big things. Like, I can do a lot of things, like to control, like make a better show. One thing I really can't control is how fast my internet is.
Yeah, totally. Like it's still a struggle to get all of the what is it? But you know, I don't know how internet works, but all the whatever megabytes you need to run and stream, I'm sure it takes a bunch to run the live stream.
Yeah, for sure. And then so yeah, if you're trying to upload and download all at the same time, it becomes a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
See, there it goes again. I don't. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed for the best. I have no idea what's going on. I guess it's all me.
Is there?
Nope. The wife's out walking the dog, so I'm on my own. On bad internet. All right. Well, if you guys are out there watching and the internet's poo, I don't know if you can hear or see or whatever, but chime in because I have no idea.
ET phone home.
Yeah, please, somebody phone home.
Let me. I'm gonna just see if it's live. I'll grab my laptop and see if it's live.
Yeah.
To check for you guys. Why Rush Racing?
Oh, I can see.
Okay. Those
Russians.
Those Russians. Blame the Russians. Okay, good. Well, from whatever I'm understanding, people can hear, which is really the most important thing, but the video is choppy. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
don't see our ugly mugs anyway.
I'm going to live with that because, honestly, I think this is best consumed as a podcast listening only because...
There you go. It sounds like it's working to me, too. I turned it on. It's working fine.
Good. So we're getting responses out there. People can hear and see. That is good. Well, thank you, everybody, for your responses. I do appreciate it. We will continue the show like we have no issues, despite what my little internet thing says down in the bottom right-hand corner. So
sure.
All right. So you're looking a lot better for the upcoming TKO. But since we last talked to you at the Rev Limiter, you've raced the Enduro Fest first, and then most recently Last Dog Standing. Is that right?
Yeah. So Enduro Fest, all of these are hopefully to be eventual AMA series rounds, right? I think that's the goal. The sport of extreme enduro is growing so rapidly here in the United States, and obviously it's huge in Europe with Erzberg, Romaniacs, Sea to Sky, all these huge events, and it seems to be really growing here in the United States, and hopefully by next year we'll have a full AMA Extreme Enduro Series, West Coast, East Coast, everything together. I think that's the goal, and I mean, honestly, that's where I want to head. That's the direction that I'm going. A lot more.
So along those lines, do you think it'll be a West Coast and a West Coast, or just like
I don't know.
Series?
Honestly, there's been talks. A lot of guys talking about West Coast side, East Coast side, and then a championship, just like maybe Supercross style, right? Where exactly. So the shootout would be at Tennessee or whatever, or a full nationwide series.
Yeah, more like what we have for trials.
Exactly, which would be, the East Coast rounds and the West Coast rounds. Obviously, we've got Enduro Fest, Last Dog Standing. Texas is kind of considered in the middle.
You got the Sticks and Stones this weekend.
Sticks and Stones as well. All of those. We have the West Coast side, we have the East Coast side. Now it's about bringing it together and building an AMA series, and I think that's the direction that the sport of extreme enduro, EnduroCross in general is going. I think, in my opinion anyway, I think that's where the most interest is, and that's, obviously the direction that I'm going, and also the direction that IRC is going as well. IRC Tire working with building gummy tires that work in all conditions, right? So, with the West Coast, right? I raced, to get back to your original question. I'm rambling, but to get back, so I raced Enduro Fest, right? And Enduro Fest is in Reno. It's at the Wild West Motorsports Park, a really cool arena where they do trophy trucks and the Ultra 4, like rock crawling. It's like a kind of a giant rock quarry stadium, and in this stadium, they've built an extreme enduro course. It gets harder every year. There was a really stacked class this year. Really good riders. Cody Webb, Tristan Hart, Max Garrison, Ty Tremaine, Dustin McCarthy, Mitch Carville, Quinn Wenzel. The good extreme enduro riders were there, and we all went and battled, and I was very happy with my result there. I was able to battle with those guys. I ran in we ran in fifth for most of the amount of the time.
What was the format of the race?
So there was a big extreme enduro in the beginning, which was kind of unusual, but the main extreme enduro was in the morning, 2 hour long extreme race that was like an 8 mile course, I believe, up through the mountains of this kind of area. A lot of gnarly pushing, big rocks, big boulder fields pushing through and
smashed
hammering
pipes.
gnarly.
I hear boulder field. I hear smashed pipes.
Blown up bikes.
Yeah, smashing pipes and pushing bikes.
Busted swing arm.
Yeah.
And, so that was the first race. I finished 7th in that. And then there was a 2 moto kind of tighter, but still extreme race in the more arena area. I mean, it's something that you kind of have to see to understand, but the beauty of this race is you can see the entire event from the stands. It's kind of a unique extreme enduro race in that you have a good viewing station in one area. A lot of extreme enduros, you have to walk around a lot. This is more stationary for the last 2 motos anyway. It was completely stationary. So really, really gnarly racing. I ended up 7th overall. I was very happy with my finish. And and then we move on to Last Dog Standing, which was at Glen, Helen, 2 weekends ago.
Yeah. Oh, that was LA area. Okay. For some reason I was thinking that was up. No, I guess that was the previous one. No, Enduro Fest was up towards Reno then, right?
Yes, it's in Reno, or just right outside of Reno.
Yeah.
And then Last Dog is at Glen Helen Raceway.
Okay.
Which is cool. That's a place I've always wanted to race. And Glen Helen was huge. They did a sprint enduro on Saturday to qualify for Sunday's race. Sunday's race was the 2 extreme motos. Both are out, a few hours long. And it just gets harder as it goes. I think on Saturday there was 500 guys that signed up.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So obviously it's a pretty, it's growing, the sport is getting much more popular. I think 500 guys signed up on Saturday, and then Sunday, 8 guys finished.
I think Jeff thinks you're all sort of certifiably crazy.
Yeah, that's I think, honestly, dude, when I was racing, and honestly, I was going, what am I doing? I mean, it's 102. I wasn't really having very much fun.
I don't know if you were watching before you came on, but we actually watched your on Instagram. You posted you going up to tires at 102 on the last lap. You said.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that was like the last lap.
Yeah, I'd die.
We've already been racing all day long. This was about probably 3 or 4 hours into racing. The final lap. Up those tires. I mean, you can tell I can barely step up them, right?
Yeah.
Lift your bike up those, and it's so taxing to continue to push yourself for that long, and you really get into a weird zone mentally. You're kind of almost hallucinating.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird, but to be, again, 500 guys start, to be one of the 8 that finished. I finished 6th overall, and I was very excited about that. And,
incredible, man.
Dude, it's brutal, but again, during it, I'm going, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But after, I guess you have fun when it's over.
Was the Rev Limiter your first hard enduro?
I did Enduro Fest the year before.
Okay.
I had done Enduro Fest once. So basically for me, until this year, this is my first year taking extreme enduro seriously.
Okay. So would you say you have the bug?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, man. I raced EnduroCross forever.
Yeah.
That was my main focus, EnduroCross. And with EnduroCross, you do laps, right? I basically rode 3 different tracks, and all I did was laps all day long for about 4 years. And all you're doing is racing the clock, right?
And you kind of you do the log matrices, you do the tire doubles, you got, in the rock garden, there's like a limited set of skills, right? I mean,
exactly.
It takes
you
skill.
master those skills, and then you just see how fast you can go.
Yeah.
And basically, you're racing the clock, so you beat your fastest time, and you feel good about it, and then you have to beat that time, right?
Yeah.
So you're chasing your tail. With extreme enduro, the training is like, let's see if we can make it to the top of that mountain. And then you make it to the top of the mountain, and it's like, that was really rewarding. And guess what? There's a million more mountains. I live in Salt Lake, so.
And every place is what I kind of one of the things I like about these extreme enduros is that there's no two events that are the same, right?
Absolutely.
You go to an EnduroCross or a Hare Scramble, it's a 2-hour race. It's a 3-hour race. It's it's going to be a 7-8 mile loop.
Right.
But where you'll have a prologue, maybe you might have an elimination series like the TKOs or the rev limiter or just the 100 miler.
There's such a unique way of doing things, and again, the more you travel around the United States and race, the more you realize that your set of skill doesn't match up for the dirt in dude, Texas killed me. I mean, it was so flat. And so it's like, okay, now I know what I need to be prepared for Tennessee Knockout.
How
the slickness and it's just different styles. So honestly, the guys who can go and do it all, like Graham, Jarvis, like Billy Bolt, like obviously Colton Haker and Cody Webb, and these guys are so. It's insane how good they really are.
Oh yeah, that's what's amazing to me. And just real quick, I wanted to, before I get too much further, Rob Mitchell, who's the magician behind the Full Gas Sprint Enduro videos, he had a comment here saying, from discussions I've heard, we are probably a few years away from a hard enduro series just because no one wants to really give up control. TKO is one of the big holdouts, and that's
sure.
And I've heard that before, and that's kind of why obviously they're not part of the series. They have the They have the state. They have the state championships, and then the national will be the TKO. But yes, that I guess because there's a lot of guys. A lot of people have spent a lot of time building their race, one race, right? Let's think about the 100 miler, right? Yeah. That's their race, and they're like, no, we're not going to do that. That's tough. We just won't do it then. And so there's a lot of that. I guarantee it.
It's such a, right now we have the American hard enduro guys, which are based out of the East Coast. They're focused really heavily on those East Coast rounds. Again, I'm not.
That's because those guys that are doing that are based out of Ohio. And so,
exactly. So they're focused on their East Coast side. There's the West Coast guys who are focused on their stuff. And again, I don't know a lot about it. All I'm doing is racing it. But I would love to see a series start. And again, I think the Europeans are so good at extreme enduro, and with the Americans now getting into it, like, I think we could build just a series that's just as big, and it could really blow up. Again, it's wishful thinking. I think eventually it will happen, and hopefully it does. Again, I love the sport. I love the sport of extreme enduro, and just dirt bikes in general. It's awesome. So, yeah, man, I hope it grows, and I hope more guys get into it.
Yeah. So you mentioned primarily in recent history, you're more of an EnduroCross guy. They canceled the EnduroCross Series. Somebody else started up. I think it's 3 races this year.
Yeah, so Eric Bernard was the old promoter of EnduroCross, and I believe Kicker Arena Cross has the promoter of that. Arena Cross went under as well, 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Now they have teamed up to create this 3-round series and keep EnduroCross alive.
Yeah.
I think there's Arizona, Idaho, and one other, maybe California. I'm not 100% sure.
So are you going to be participating in any of those?
Honestly, probably not.
No.
No, I think my focus is extreme enduro. And again, honestly, my focus is growing with the industry. I have worked really hard to promote IRC. I have a really good job with IRC.
Yeah.
And in that, I'm growing and moving down the path that I want to go down with growing as an influencer in the motocross industry. And, again, I'm an enthusiast, just like you guys, right? I mean,
yeah.
you guys love dirt bikes. I mean, obviously you're doing a podcast. You love the sport in general. And I love everything about dirt bikes, and I always have. So whatever I have to do to make that my job is what I'm going to do. You know, with EnduroCross, I'm happy that it's here. I hope it's here to stay, because it is such a awesome series that showcases some of the best talents, I think, in the world. But for me personally, I think I've done what I've done in EnduroCross, and I am focused on extreme enduro, IRC Tire, and just, you know, promoting companies I believe in.
Yeah. So you mentioned that a few times. So are you an employee of IRC Tire now?
Yeah. So basically, right now I'm, I work with them in the marketing department.
Okay.
You know, we're focused all on how we're promoting, what we're doing next, and how to get our name back to, we want our names to be at the heights of companies like Kenda and Dunlop and Michelin and Bridgestone. You know, we're working hard to promote ourselves and do it in a different way. You know, I think that's our biggest goal. Is with IRC, it's been focused on giving people information that they wouldn't get from other tire companies. I think a lot of tire companies have kind of neglected the real technical sides of their tires. I think a lot of companies just say, hey, this rider, he's the best, and he uses his tires, so you should too. And we're trying to do the opposite of that, right?
I don't know. It's like, kind of like Ryan Dungey and Fox. I mean, I cannot stand Fox. I mean, but, you know, Ryan Dungey wears it, so I want it. And it's like, no.
Sure. And I think that some people respond to that really heavily, but I think the way the industry is going, it's changing. And it used to be, right, the guy who would win, everybody wears his stuff, but now it's a different case. And I believe that with IRC, what we're trying to do is put out as much technical information on our tires as we can, so the consumer can understand exactly what tire to choose to fit his style of.
How are you guys putting that information out?
So currently, we just started. I mean, probably, I think it's almost 2 months ago exactly. Is that our YouTube channel, IRC Tire Moto USA? Put in IRC Tire Moto USA. Head over to the YouTube. Give us that subscribe button. The thing that we're trying to do is not sell you the tire, but we want you to understand the information. So even if you don't use an IRC tire, if you use a Kenda, if you use a Shinko, if you're using some other gummy tire, you can still get information out of what we're selling and what we're doing.
Yeah.
You can still understand how to keep your tires from wearing out quickly, understanding the proper riding technique to utilize your gummy tires to the ultimate.
What you don't do is you don't go to the Erzberg, do the parade, and just do a burnout in the middle of the street.
Yeah, for sure that's not a good way. But truthfully, that's a great point that you're making. Is a lot of guys will buy a gummy tire, they'll go up into the mountains, they'll get stuck and just spin the tire and go, why is my tire not hooking up? Well, you can do a burnout on any tire, whether it's a gummy tire or a hard tire. You can burn the knobs right off. So understanding how to put the traction and utilize your tire, that's the kind of stuff we're trying to teach everyone.
Like, there's a clutch, people. Use it.
Yeah. There's a clutch and a throttle, and you need to use them together very gently.
Yes.
Watch Graham Jarvis go up Green Hell in Ayresburg this year. His bike is barely running on the way up. Yeah. And
that's one thing. I'm watching it, right? Because I was, last night, I'm down here in the basement, pedaling away on my bicycle, watching Graham Jarvis's helmet cam footage that Red Bull put out. And I'm hearing him go up these things. And you can only hear what he's doing, right? And kind of see where he's going, but you can't really see what he's doing. And I'm like, okay, his bike is screaming going up that hill because he's doing this massive hill climb. And I'm thinking, I wonder how much he's actually spinning, right? Because I'm sure he's spinning, but I bet that clutch, I bet he might have it open, like pretty wide open, but he's actually limiting the throttle with or the power to the ground with the clutch. And
so here's a story about Graham Jarvis that I heard straight from Jeff Aaron. If you know who Jeff Aaron is, 10-time national trials champion, probably the best trials rider to ever come out of the United States. He competed against Graham. They're about the same age. I think Graham may be just a little bit older. he competed against Graham, and he said Graham was a great trials rider altogether. But as soon as the trials course got muddy and wet, and the more it rained, the slicker it got, the worse conditions that were in the actual competition, the worse the conditions were, the more Graham Jarvis would win by. And Jeff Aaron, straight from Jeff Aaron, said his ability to keep traction on the rear tire was like no other rider.
Really? Even in trials?
So, exactly. So that ability is coming straight through in his extreme enduro skill. He's able to put traction where other riders are not.
Yeah.
I watched a good amount of Ayresburg while in California. I was with Colton Haker, and Colton was talking about how Graham was riding compared to other riders.
Oh.
And Colton's just like, look how calm he is.
Yeah.
You know, look, it's amazing. It's incredible. You know,
Dude,
everybody's dumbstruck by how good Graham is.
That's one thing I was surprised by is like Graham, he's and I was watching that video again last night, and like he's following this guy for a long time, and at times he's getting held up, but he never throws a rev, he never hollers at him, he never does anything. And then
it's amazing.
And then likewise, Mario Roman was like kind of popping some revs, not really getting upset, but not in a rude way, but still just letting the guy know that, hey, I'm behind you, and then the guy would pull over and Roman would go on by, right? And I thought it's just kind of interesting. I mean, obviously Graham, I've heard him drop a few bombs and whatnot, and when he's racing, you know, and then like people get in his way, he definitely lets you, like the spectators, he definitely lets them know, get out of the way.
Absolutely.
But he like you said, he's
the difference between watching him and another, you know, the younger guys. He's so Graham is so composed. Yeah. And the other guys are just aggro, right? You watch these guys get stuck, they'll rev the heck out of their bike. They're just spinning their tires. And even the best guys, you know, that's the difference. In extreme enduro, it's not the guy who doesn't get stuck, because every single rider gets stuck. Yeah. It's the guy who can get stuck and get unstuck quicker than anyone. Yeah. And Jarvis is the most composed rider out there. When he gets stuck, he doesn't panic. He doesn't over rev. He just continues forward. Yeah. He's, you know, honestly, every one of those dudes is unreal compared to me. You know, I think. Yes.
And we see that. And we'll just real quick, I'm take a quick little break here. So if people out there watching, remember, we got Rich Larsen here, with IRC Tires and Moto. If you got a tire question for him, post it on the thing. Absolutely. And we'll get it to him, and he can bluff his way through it as best as possible, or give us a good answer. Who knows? It's the internet. You know, don't believe everything you see, right? No. And then, of course, if you're watching, share, let people know about what's going on, and say, hey, come over here. We got Rich and talking about tires and whatnot, because I don't know. Well, you posted a tire question just recently, didn't you?
The other day, because there's quite a few. Now I was going to try a hard terrain front tire that has more knobbies on it than a traditional like motocross tire, like a MX-33 or anything like that. Right. See how it goes, because a lot of the stuff we do here in Missouri is rocky. Yeah. I mean, there's 2 races out of our whole series where you actually hit some dirt. So yeah, absolutely. I was going to try that out.
With a hard terrain tire, if you're changing to a front tire, any hard terrain, it's all about contact patch, right? So how much of the knobs are touching the ground at one time? So if you're riding a lot of rocks, if you're riding a lot of hard pack terrain, the bigger advantage is always going to be with more knobs. More knobs, harder terrain, less knobs, softer terrain. It sounds like you ride a lot of rocky stuff, and it sounds like that tire will work just fine for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was my reasoning behind it. So,
yeah. There you go. It sounds like you got sound reasoning.
Yeah. And then we got a comment here from Mike Brown. He says, the Flatlander crew, which is, Mike, I'm pretty sure he's from the Kansas City area, so we give those guys a hard time for being in the Flatland, is looking forward to the TKO as well. We are riding Saturday, but we can't talk. But we'll be rooting for you on Sunday. So
hey, all right.
There you go. So you got
right on. Well, come on over to the IRC tent, dude. I will talk to every single person that comes over. Awesome. I love chatting about tires and dirt bikes, and come over, say hi. I'll remember Flatlander crew. Come over, say what's up.
So, and then you'll recognize Rich, because Rich, I kind of like your haircut. I tried for people that are watching. I got a long top here, and I wanted to try to go for a shorter sides. But I couldn't quite pull off a Rich Larsen sides. Like, it just.
Well, it's you got to have a specific face, and no, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
So no,
I probably look like an idiot.
No. Honestly, I would have wanted to go a little shorter. I wanted the long top, but no. Do you know Rich? First of all, he's the guy that has a smile on his face probably all the time, and then it's like a buzzed side of the head, and then like longer hair. So that's Rich.
Yeah, look for me. I'll honestly, if I don't even know what I look like, man. Sometimes I'll turn my phone on and, you go to your camera, your camera's facing towards you. Dude, I scream every time. I don't want to look at my own face.
Want to see something scary? Look at this.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, look in the mirror. It freaks me out every time.
Yeah. But so no, you got definitely have some fans. So that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Talking about what were we doing? I forget completely now. So, but
dirt bikes, they're pretty rad.
Yeah, for sure. So, oh, man, no, I do not remember where I was.
Maybe last dog standing. I don't know. I got 6th. I was psyched about that. And
TKO coming up.
We do have the silver. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. So you said you were hanging out with Colton Haker. How's his back doing? Is it back to normal?
Yeah. So he went and did. Actually, while I was there, he was trying to convince me to do it, and I did not want it. But he went to Ty Davis. If you guys know who Ty Davis is, kind of an off-road legend, zip tie racing.
Okay.
Ty Davis in Temecula, I think, or somewhere in California, has a crazy back thing. It's like a thing that basically goes around your neck and your ankles, and I don't know. I guess it pulls you apart and fixes your back. And I heard it's pretty painful. That's what Colton said, and he wanted me to do it so he could laugh at me. And I declined. So I'm sure one day I'll do it, but apparently it helped him a lot. He did it twice while I was there, and he says it's helped him a bunch, and he's racing good. I think he just won it used to be Red Bull Rocks and Logs, but now it's called Red Cross or something in Canada. So
okay,
that's an EnduroCross race. He just won, so. And now I think he's riding that Silver Mountain race in Idaho. So yeah. I think he's good. I think he's solid. And I don't know, he's the dudes. I don't know. All those dudes are savages on bikes. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, you ride with these guys and you're just like, what am I? Dude, I train so much and they're so much better than me.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
And so, but you're not going to be up in Idaho this weekend.
I'm not. I wish I was. Again, I'm kind of in between bikes and I still have my bike, but I need to sell it. I've put way too many hours on it.
Yeah.
And so I need to. I'm in the process of getting a new 2020 Husqvarna, as well as It's a whole thing.
So I'm curious, for a guy like you, what's way too many hours on a two-stroke?
Honestly, dude, I'm pretty impressed with these TPIs. I have over 100 on the top end.
Okay.
And we're talking race hours, man. I mean,
yeah. And then then. You say on the top end, how many hours do you have on the bike itself?
No, that's all together. It's over 100 hours. Usually, honestly, what I try to do is get rid of a bike at about 70.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just breaking it in.
Right. I just finally got all my parts in by the time I hit that.
Usually at about, my bike's been rolling down hills for 70 hours. So,
yeah.
If I was doing more like Moto, you could put way more hours on it, keep changing that top end. But I'm in, dude, I'll be honest, man, I hate working on bikes. All I want to do is ride them and, do some wheelies or something. I'm not much of a mechanic.
Yeah. So what bike did you go with? 2020 what?
So I'll be riding a 2020 Husqvarna TE 250 fuel injected.
Okay, why the 250, not the 300?
There's a couple reasons behind that. So originally, when I was racing EnduroCross, I raced a TC 250 the motocross version, right? I always like the snap of the 250. It has a little bit more like snap. It revs out quicker. It feels more almost agile compared to the 300s. It's a very smooth power on the 300. I'm used to a 250. I understand how to keep the traction really well. Honestly, I could do just as good on a 300. Another reason behind that is I think that a lot of guys only choose the 300 for the extra 50 cc's, and in kind of a help for the Edge Power Sports to sell more 250s, I said I'll gladly ride a 250 and show that you can race at the highest level on a 250. So, and you know what? The 250s work great for me. I've had some great results this year, and it's a great bike. I'm beyond impressed with the new TPI Husqvarna.
Yeah, I briefly rode a KTM 300 TPI, and
Yeah.
and I was like, well, I'm glad I already kind of committed to buy my 4-stroke, because otherwise I'd be spending way too much money on a brand new bike.
Yeah, it's a money pit, that's for sure. That's the name of this game for sure.
I buy used and I sell used, and you don't find a lot of TPIs on the market at this point yet. And,
Absolutely.
And it was so smooth. You could just roll that throttle. I didn't have to clutch in and out of the corners as much.
Right.
It was amazing, but
it's very, honestly, the 250 to 300, they're very similar. It's really small differences there. One big difference is the price tag. For me, it's like any dollar saved is helpful, and
Yeah.
I think that the 250 is like $500 cheaper or something, but that's a lot of money for somebody who's spending all their money on racing.
Yeah,
No doubt.
for sure. And then before we let you go, I want to say congratulations. Did you just recently get married?
Yes, I actually did. I was the weekend before. The weekend after Enduro Fest, I was married.
Okay.
So May 11th, we got married. My wife and I, Mariana, she's pretty rad. She's been sticking with me for years. As I be an idiot on a dirt bike, and she's super behind me 100%. She's probably, she's the biggest supporter. Edge Power Sports, IRC, they're all great, but you got to keep the wife happy, and we've been together for a long time, and so she knows what she's getting into.
Yeah. I will say this show has not been friendly to my relationship. Today's my wife's birthday.
Sweet. Well, tell her happy birthday from me.
I will. And I'm down in the basement doing a show. And then also there was February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, fell on a Thursday this year as well. And so
you're just always podcasting on the on days that you shouldn't be.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you were, I think, when was it? Last week, I think it was one of the hockey games. I'm trying to watch it at the same time. I'm like, sorry, Charles, I'll jump in a little bit.
Yeah, our viewership was a little down with the Blues winning, and so glad that's over and done with. Blues won. Move on. But yeah, so congratulations. That's awesome that you have a life partner and that you can share the sport with, and she supports you in that. So that's pretty awesome. So, and then Jeff, before we let Rich go, you got any parting words?
Just one question. What tires do you run? What brand or the model?
Uh-oh.
Oh
no. I hung up on him.
My question, of course.
No, we'll call him back. That was an excellent question. My dad was calling, and I meant to hit.
Man.
Rich?
Hello.
I blame my dad for that. He was calling me, and I tried to hang up on him, and I hung up on you.
I've been there many times.
So
You're all good.
So question here from Jeff was,
what tires do you run? The brand of IRC, the 39, the 41.
So I'm running specifically Extreme Enduro, right? So that's all I do is train Extreme Enduro, ride Extreme Enduro, race Extreme Enduro. So the tires that I always run is the Dakota Series tire. Currently, we have two different styles of the Dakota Series, which is our gummy tires made for Extreme Enduro. We have the IX09W Dakota, which is our softest gummy. It's very grippy. That's what I'll be running at Tennessee Knockout. And then I also run the VE33S Dakota, which is a semi-gummy. It has a harder carcass. It would be better suited for guys who are using the tubeless system or a tube. It has a harder carcass. You can run it a little bit more high speed, but you have that gummy compound on reserve when you get into the extreme stuff. It's a very all-around tire. Those are the two main tires that I run. For this YouTube channel, I've tested every single IRC tire multiple times, and we're making videos about every single one.
Cool.
So any info that you want on tires, I've put it out there on the IRC Moto USA YouTube channel.
Okay.
Cool.
Excellent. And then Lucius Clay, M5B, is that?
Oh, yeah.
He says M5B, baby. So.
Oh, yeah, man. If you know, you know. And tell that dude right there, that guy knows. M5B Evo is our gnarliest tire. Actually, tomorrow I will be putting out another episode on the M5B Evo. I've put out where the tire performs great, where it performs okay, and now I'm putting out where it doesn't perform. Again, we want to be as honest as we can with IRC. We're the only company that you guys are going to see who say, do not use this tire for this style. It doesn't perform here. It's that information that I think is really important. But back to the M5B, that tire has won more hill climbs than any tire ever. So it's the gnarliest tread compound and tread pattern you've ever seen. It's extremely aggressive, extremely tall. Honestly, if you ride a 450 or a 500, the tire is unreal.
Yeah.
Anything less than a 450 or a 500, you usually don't have the horsepower to turn it. So it's a tire for dudes who ride man bikes. Yeah. And
so for the type of riding that you do you have do you use 110 width or the 120? What do you go with?
So IRC, we only currently offer a 110-100.
Okay. I
have used a 110-100 for a long time. Whether it was IRC or any other gummy tire that I tested a lot of gummy tires before I rode for IRC. Tested Cincos and Dunlops and Kendas and, Golden Tire, Metzler, everybody, right? So I always chose either a 110 or a 120. I didn't like the feeling of how wide the 130, 140 size is.
Yeah, I'm firmly in the 110 camp myself.
Same here.
With the 110s, I feel like you have a tighter feeling on the bike. It corners a little bit better. You're going to get a better all-around feel. A lot of guys like that really wide tire. And, again, this is another thing that we talk about a lot in the YouTube channel is just preference. Some guys love a 140. Some guys love a 110. Everybody's right. A lot of guys get stuck in hey, this is the kind of tire that I run all the time, and I'm right and you're wrong. And that is the camp that we don't want to be in.
Oh.
Everybody's right. Everybody has a preference. Everybody feels a little bit different about one tire than they do on another tire. And again, for me personally, I like a 110-100. I like the way it feels in the corners. I like the way it handles in the streets, in the higher speed stuff. But I still have that gummy ability, and it seems like it climbs nearly as good as a 140. It's take the good and you can take both sides.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, Rich, thank you for coming on today. Do appreciate it. And do you have any other sponsors outside of Edge Power Sports and IRC you'd like to give a shout out to?
I mean, absolutely. Fly has been behind me for a long time. Flow Vision, great rad goggle company. The biggest thing is, my main focus is IRC. And if you guys are interested in what I'm saying, and head over to the IRC YouTube channel. Anybody listening in, head over to the IRC Tire Moto USA YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe. Check it out. I put out a lot of information. I try to put out 3 episodes a week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm trying to put out as much info as I can so you guys can understand exactly what we're doing. We're not necessarily trying to sell you guys a tire. We're just trying to give you guys as much info and the best decision when choosing a tire. So, just head over there, help me out, support me, support IRC. I appreciate you guys so much for having me on. It's been great, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Absolutely, Rich. Thank you very much, and have a great day, okay?
Right on. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one, man.
Bye. Cool.
It's awesome. I'd like to see how that guy trains for extreme enduro.
Yeah, well,
What do
yeah.
you do? Put a, what's it in his backyard? I wonder.
Well, he lives in like near Salt Lake, and so they go to the mountains quite a bit, but so he did a lot of EnduroCross, and how I found Rich initially was just a YouTube channel. I think it's still out there called Broken Living Rich, and it's pretty cool. I mean, he would along the freeway, you know how you'll see every now and then K-rail or those Jersey rails kind of stacked up along the side. Like he did a thing where he's like, I'm gonna ride across that, and then he's also did a thing where he rode like. He rode a long one. I think it was a long one, and then he jumped up a level, and then rode across like a whole bunch,
Jeez.
and then he jumped off the end of it. I'm like, holy cow! So he's got some skills, and then he's just, but I think he's really taken. But at that point, he was primarily, he was just an EnduroCross guy.
Yeah.
Now he's really taken to the hard enduro, and it's pretty cool what he's doing with IRC Tire or Moto, and
it's all awesome stuff, man.
Cool, he's the opportunity to do that. All right, so for you this weekend, you're going to Hardwood Hills.
Yeah.
You gonna do some night riding?
Yeah, hopefully. Like I said, get off work and book at home, load up, go to Mansfield.
Try to get some
laps in at night with the boys.
Oh, so you'd be riding Saturday night then?
Yeah, Saturday night, and then, like I said, I think Chili and Jordan are supposed to be there Sunday, and then, of course, Bob and Max and everybody else. So, yeah, should be a good time. Camp out and finally get some riding in. I rode just the races this year so far. I haven't gone and ridden at all besides the races. So I got to get some seat time in, man. I'm getting terrible.
Seat time. That's what it's all about. But yes, I need to do the same thing. I'm gonna be out of town. Can't do it this weekend, and then I'm out of town for the next 2 weeks. And
yeah, last weekend, Father's Day, and then busy with work and everything else.
It's crazy. I've mentioned I had some big news coming up here. So obviously, I'm going to next 2 weeks, people that are watching, no Enduro Talk, no Enduro Talk. Sorry, but huge news for the first week I'm back. So this is going to be July 11th, people.
Oh yeah,
you want to tune in? Cody Webb. Cody Webb actually responded to me, and he hasn't blocked me from all stuff yet. Why I don't know.
Prank caller.
Yeah. Why? No, he's like, why does this guy keep messaging me? No, but no, he was cool, and he's. I got his contact information, and the hardest part is like getting through.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure,
because only way I can reach these guys is through social media, right? Yeah.
And they probably have somebody else that does that for them.
When they got Cody Webb's like 115,000 followers, like
yeah. What his inbox looks like.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like,
definitely turn the notifications off.
But somehow or another, so yeah, July 15th. That's gonna be awesome.
2 days after my birthday. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So
there's a race like a couple days before that too. So
yeah, so
all in the motorcycle mood.
Yeah. So tune in for that. If you got any questions for Cody, send them my way. Of course, you may all know he had a knee injury the Tuesday before the Erzberg. And so he's currently under recovery right now. There's that. But I am just super pumped about that. And then the weekend after that, I'll have James King, who is an ISDE. He's going to be here in studio.
Oh, cool.
It's coming down. So lots of big stuff going on. Also, these guys here. So thank you for the guys that have bought them. Jeff, you get one for being in studio with us today. If you guys want one,
back of the camper.
Yeah. So if you guys want one, send a message my way, and I'll send you a PayPal account. But it's $3 for a sticker, or you can just drive over to my place, be in studio here with me, and you get one for free. But now, if you want to see what it is, go to my Instagram. It's like 3x3 or so, and you can put it on your helmet, put it on your bike, put it on your camper, put it wherever you want to, right? And or just I have a ton of stickers of just manufacturer stuff.
Yeah,
and I
know my toolbox is covered in them. I got them everywhere.
Well, my idea is I'm gonna just collect a bunch, and then I'll just kind of have a pot. Kids love stickers.
Oh yeah,
people love stickers, right? And I put them on my kid's bike or whatever. And so I figure at some point I'll give them out or just.
Oh yeah, I put them on my boys' stuff all the time.
Yeah. So, anyways, stickers if anybody's interested. And so that's what's going on. Did you watch any of the? Did you keep up with any of the full gas stuff this past weekend?
Not really. Checked out some highlights, of course, from everyone, and checked on our local boys and all the stuff.
Well, I don't think we had any local boys at the full gas.
Not at the full gas, but just the
Nathan
overall standings and stuff at all. I try to keep up with it, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Did you check out the highlight video? So we had Rob Mitchell on. He made the comment there. You can still see it, but the Hard Enduro Series need to kind of give up a little bit of, if they do it, give a little bit of control to make a unified series.
Yeah.
Makes amazing videos. Whatever reason, he decided that I would be a good person to do a voice for him.
It's coming.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, tell you what.
This
so
is Charles Hawkins,
No.
ready for the full gas for Enduro, and the cool voice. I can't do it.
Becca Sheets.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Tennessee.
Cracks me up.
So what's funny is that they grew up like twice. Twice he made me, or he didn't make me, but I didn't realize how much trouble I have doing grew up. And grew. I want to. I tend to not enunciate too well, and so that's one thing that's kind of I like about this show is it kind of forces me to talk clearly.
Right.
And when I'm doing these voiceover works for Rob here, I'm really trying to speak clearly, and I have a really hard time clearly saying grew up and make it sound flowy. And I thought I did good until I heard. Well, I don't know what other people's opinion is, but Becca Sheets, I could have done a lot better, I think, especially once I heard it back. But Rob, thank you. I don't know, really, honestly, don't know why you thought I would do a good job, but I do appreciate you letting me do that, and it's pretty cool.
You got the cool announcer voice, man. That's all it is.
I don't. I just talk and whatever it is. Actually, I sent him, so, the voice, welcome to Y Rush Racing, kind of that little more grittier voice. I said, because people say I need to do the voice. I said I did the version of the voice, and like, it's your video. Do what you want.
Yeah, the cool guy.
He didn't do that one. He did. Well, the direction was dramatic. So I'm like, all right, what's dramatic? I don't know, but we'll do. I forget the lyrics. I don't have it printed out.
Yeah, can you watch his video as you're trying to
I
say
get
what you have to say? Because it'd be cool. Like the fog's rolling in, the bikes are going by or something.
No,
and you're talking about
no.
it. Like, okay, I can get into the moment.
I'm reading an email is what I'm reading. So, but it's so I really, I'm like, you can kind of get, well, actually, the first time I did it, I had no idea I was really confused because he said, I'm doing pre-race talk, right? And I'm like, but he said he didn't need it till like Sunday or Monday, right? And I'm like, the race is Sunday, like, and you're making a video. How does this work? Like, because they're already racing by the time you're making this. Shouldn't you put the preview video out before the race? No. And of course, I had no idea what his plan was. He just said, here's what I kind of want you to say. Do it in your voice. If you want to change a few words around, I should have probably tried to figure out how to not say grew up.
Guru.
Let's see if I can find his email here. You're right here, Rob. So, yeah. Oh, nope, that's not it. There it is. So, yeah, the picturesque hills, or no, I'm supposed to do dramatic, right? The picturesque hills of Bristol, Tennessee play host to round 5 of the 2019 Full Gas Enduro.
That's awesome, dude.
So, I'm just trying to think, like, what is dramatic? And anyways, so Rob, thank you. It's a lot of fun doing that. Kind of nerve-wracking because, like, thousands of people are going to be listening. Gladly they don't know who it is.
Real hard on myself if I had to do something like that. Like, no, that's terrible.
The worst part about it is the other guy that does it. He's very, very good at what he does. And he actually has a podcast called On the Pipe Podcast. Hasn't been doing one lately, but he does a fantastic job. And so, yeah, I had to step up my game. And so if you're down ever here in my place, you're like, what the heck's, going on? Well, what you see is a huge metal duct. It's like 3 foot by 1.5 foot. And I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but metal ducts reverberate really, really bad. And so I actually took my computer. I used to have the studio that's really hot that I used to kind of do my stuff in. And so I got out of there. But
is that the little closet?
The little closet. I got a curtain. I got egg foam all around it. And because I was trying to do better sound quality. Bought this mixer. It made my world a lot better. I started just recording down here. But to try to compete with that or get close to that guy's quality,
I'm sure the equipment and everything he's got, beyond what we have.
I got my $15 mic.
Right.
The mixer's good. I forget what I spent $150 on that, but yeah, I could do a lot better, or I could spend a lot more money. But again, you know,
hey, it works.
It works. So,
doing well.
Oh, hey, we got Chris Townsend from Arkansas. Chris, thank you for joining us today. Do appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the show. And look, Chris, are you riding this weekend? And if so, where? But anyways, so that's one of the, you know, I don't know. I think it was a pretty cool opportunity to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Anything national,
Yeah.
with the word national in it is good.
Yeah.
If you're doing anything in the national series, and be happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyways, check it out if you haven't already. To find it, just type in Full Gas Sprint Enduro on the YouTube, and it's the latest highlight video there is. So, and actually, you know what I could do? Let's just pull up the ridiculous voice of the actual. No. I'm having a hard time with the internet as it is.
It'll self-destruct.
Yeah. So, racing this weekend. Let's talk a little bit about that. Oh, the snowshoe. Huh?
Calendar there?
Yeah. Have you not seen this?
Good Lord.
So what I did, I got a ton of series going
I
on
think
here.
I remember your post about it, but man, that's crazy.
Yeah, Hillbilly GP, Missouri Hare Scrambles, Blackjack Moore, Forward Motion, Arkansas Cross Country, Ome, Okie Sprint, and then Arkansas Hare Scrambles. So that's all the local races, right? I mean, some of those aren't quite so local.
Yeah, OMAs and they mostly race on Saturdays, I think. That's what's so hard to.
I think the dirt bikes, and then they race quads on Sundays.
Well, at least it's opposite.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So you can
That's
do it
the
over.
reason I never want to go do a GNCC. Like, why would I ever want to ride a course after the four-wheelers are going through there? No.
Yeah, and then on the national, and then if you guys go to my Facebook page, and you probably got to scroll a long ways now, but there will be a link to a spreadsheet that'll have just a ton of races. If you're like, hey, and if you're living in Southwest Missouri, especially, Thayer, Missouri. Let's see what's going on. But then I have a ton of national races as well. So if he's in Thayer, what?
You missed one.
Where are you racing at in Thayer?
So wasn't the Moore race just down there a couple weekends ago?
Yeah, Thayer Extreme. Oh, he may be a Moto. Are you a Moto dude, Chris? I don't know if you can be on the show if you're a Moto. Right. No. Arkansas Cross Country and most Hare Scrambles here. Okay. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a reschedule or something like a reschedule, because the races that I know of are the snowshoe, which is
that's
a wild race, because there's a ton of like just fire roads or logging roads, and so have fun there. Jason's Playground for the Forward Motion, and then the Silver Mountain Extreme in Kellogg, Idaho, are the three that I know of, and then maybe there's something in Thayer. I honestly don't know. Arkansas. I guess maybe Arkansas, maybe it's something that got rescheduled. And I haven't. I made this, and I can't keep up too well with 15,000 series. So,
there's a lot.
Yeah, so I kind of, this is the beginning of the year schedule, and if you want to do something else, check everything current. So go to the Facebooks, go to the web pages, and make sure that those races are current.
It'll be a good time at the ranch this weekend.
I think so. It's going to be a good crowd
of guys going out and have some fun. So
yeah.
And I'll definitely bring both bikes just in case I feel like doing something stupid.
You got to back up.
So which I want to go ride the extreme elements, something special, 208, stuff like that. I'll take the KTM out. And the night ride, I'll definitely ride the KTM because the Honda doesn't have lights. But just like Sunday day, just to go out and put some laps in, I'll ride the Honda. Because I'm trying to burn up the rest of the tires before I put new ones on, so I don't feel so guilty about it when I do. Like, you could have got another race out of those. Try to save money.
Well, I feel like that's my charity, kind of take those tires about 70%,
right?
And then you just put free on the front of your truck and they're gone, and that's your charity to some young kid out there that can't afford tires.
I run mine down until they're bald.
They're bald. Yeah, and then you got to pay because then also the Shinko 505s I think I can't get rid of them.
Right.
They're so chewed up. Like nobody will take them. They'll take all the other tires, but they will not take those because they are just gone. So now I got to pay like $3 a tire to get them
disposed of.
But anyways, and then so that's it. So yeah, anything else you got for us, Jeff?
No, I'm just looking forward to going riding this weekend. Finally get some dirt bike time in.
Yeah.
A little camping. Of course, Anna loves camping. So
you are camping?
Oh, yeah. For
awesome.
sure.
They have the lodge, the
we got
cabins there.
Well, we hook up.
Oh, you
to
got the
RV.
camper.
Yeah, I got the RV. So yeah,
You're not
the tour haul is
camping.
nice.
You're glamping.
Yeah, it's good.
So do you
Sleep in a tent when it's 90 outside, and then you can come kick it in the camper when you're burning up.
So yeah, I figured out my trick now is if I go to a race, I got my little 5x8 trailer that I sleep in.
Yeah.
And I take a big box fan.
Yeah, we tried that.
I take just a box fan and I put it in there, but you got to make sure you park next to somebody that has power.
Yep.
And so Chris also says Moore was just here. It was at Thayer. I did compete, but this weekend is a reg moto. Which stinks, but it's practice. Yes, it does. Well, honestly, I don't know. I've never.
Moto's good training though for like cardio and cornering and stuff.
I would like to try it, but the idea of it scares the poop out of me.
Well, you gotta go jump the jumps, just rail the corners and practice your cornering.
Yeah,
and
cornering
stuff like that. That's what the Moto's.
Maybe a little the softer whoops I could do.
Yeah, you can jump a little.
I had a friend that I work with. He's been trying to get me out to come do some moto. I'm like,
Well, most of us, our bikes are set up for woods, and you go flying off a tabletop and you bottom out and pancake. It hurts.
Yeah,
especially when you're older, because I don't like jumping. It hurts my legs.
but he broke his ankle recently.
Yeah,
because he hit kind of flat side, hit the wrong side of the jump, and I'm like. That's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
It's dangerous, man. It's so scary.
He says, I don't like trees and roots. I'm like, I don't like jumping.
Nope. So. Yeah, I'll go 50 mile an hour through the trees, but I ain't jumping a 20-foot jump. Nope.
I'll jump like 3 feet. I'm like, I'll be 3 feet off the ground. That's good. I mean, I'll jump across a creek.
Yeah, we don't jump a 6-foot creek crossing that will hurt like all get out if you don't make it, but it's like it's nothing. But yeah. When you're going up a face of a jump and you can't see the other side, you're like, ugh.
Nah, I'm good. So,
it's funny stuff.
All right. Well, with that, this is Charlie Hawkins. That's Jeff Ott.
See you guys.
Thank you for joining us today. We will see you guys in July 11th with Cody Webb and
awesome.
An undetermined yet in-studio guest. Along those lines, if you guys
sell tickets to that one.
Yeah. If you guys want to be in studio at some point or another, send me a message or whatever. That's how Jeff initially reached out to me for episode 2. And so
social media.
Yeah. So just let me know if you guys want to be in. I'm more than welcome to be happy. I'm not picky. Trust me. If you guys want to talk about dirt bikes, yeah, obviously. Right. No. If you guys want to talk about dirt bikes, that's the only requirement that I have. We're not going to, talk about, I don't know, something else, but dirt bike related and whatever. So anyways, everybody out there, thank you very much for joining us today. We'll see you. Bye.